Welcome back. We're going to continue to talk about kind of like the drawn out not drawn out process, but kind of like in the middle of it, like what do we go through in the middle of this whole process? And it's only been, I mean, I would say we're still in the beginning stages of our journey, like year one. That's
yeah, sort of. I mean, year one of
lifting,
year three of not being fat.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
There you go.
All right. Question.
Okay, so how has your daily life, energy levels, confidence, or relationships improved since starting?
I can answer some of that. Okay, so confidence has definitely gone up, but again, I think some of that's a facade right now. Oh, we'll go there. Relationships. It's interesting with that. I think as you begin to get more involved in fitness, you're always going to have certain relationships that just exist because, they're always close to you. But you do kind of shift relationships with certain friends and stuff because, I used to hunt, I used to fish, I used to do all these different things. And I don't do that as much. So those individuals that I would hang out with, I don't hang out with as much. So you do have a shift in relationships. And I think you've got to go into that knowing that that's a possibility. You surround yourself with people who do the same thing. Hence why me and Casey are so close now, because we both have this as a goal.
Yeah, I think that's interesting when you put it that way, like relationships wise. I mean, before this, we didn't have a relationship.
Bro.
I mean, being honest, we didn't, and then we had these goals that aligned, right?
Right.
Where it's like I think too. Honestly, we have a little bit of I don't know if it's an unsaid. I think it might be a said or spoken competition of in my mind, I wanted to prove that just lifting, going to the gym, could be just as beneficial as CrossFit.
Functional fitness.
Because of copyright issues.
Yes.
So in my mind, that's what kind of started that is I wanted to prove that if you do both journeys can work.
Yeah.
And I do think there's benefits and disadvantages to both.
I think we'll get into that.
We'll get to that later, but I think relationship wise too, it's funny how some people will when your goals or the way you live your life shifts,
mm-hmm.
people will see you differently.
Yeah.
And sometimes not in a positive light. There is a certain amount of people that will get irritated with how much you're focused on your fitness and your health, and you do have to deal with that. That is some people will be annoyed with, because it does kind of take over. You're changing your lifestyle.
Yeah.
When you do this, and people will notice. Some people will be completely fine with it, and others won't.
Yeah, and I think that's important to understand that. I know I've read a quote one time. It says, your discipline, when you decide to make this change, your discipline exposes their weakness and in the very least what they've given up on themselves in regards to. So if they choose, I can't have that body, I can't be fit, your discipline is going to expose that to certain people, and that makes them uncomfortable. And unfortunately, people don't want to be uncomfortable. So when it comes to relationships, you will have a shift in relationships. Now, what's nice is our wives have both supported us. My wife goes to the same gym as me. Casey, your wife goes to the same gym as you. So that's huge. And I think if you have a spouse, to have your spouse on board, in the very least supporting you. But if they're going to the gym with you, that's going to be huge, because I would hate to have that disconnect in the marriage as well.
Yeah. And I think we were both in a space where I think my wife was concerned about my health. So
were you concerned about my health? She was concerned about my health as well.
Yeah, so it's like it's funny because I always told her like my goals, and she was like, don't get that big, or don't get, and it's like, it's funny because to get as big as some of the goals that I had shared with her would take years, or extremely unhealthy stacks of steroids.
Yes.
So, but then once I finally got started and was committed, it's like I think she's been really supportive in the whole thing, because she realizes it adds years to my life.
And you're way sexier now.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely.
She says yes. 2 thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
All right.
So looking back, what surprised you most about the process? Was it easier or harder than expected? Unexpected benefits?
What surprised me most is, I said it before on a previous video, is like how actually easy it is. Like calories in, calories out. That's an easy thing. Like once you figure out what, like if you do an in-body scan or something like that, or even download an app that like your goals, just what your calories should be and what you should do, it's like, it's really, really simple. That surprised me, like how truly simple it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as simple to execute.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, is like staying strict with your diet. But literally there's a study that it was some college professor, he lost weight eating only Twinkies. And Twinkies are terrible. He kept his calories in a deficit with Twinkies, and he lost weight. So it's crazy how simple that is. Like your body on a calorie deficit will lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I say weight emphasized because it will lose both muscle mass and fat on a calorie deficit. So it's, that part surprised me the most, of how truly simple it can be for most people. I'm going to give it the caveat, most people.
Mm-hmm.
There are some hormonal things that might throw off that, but
definitely. Yeah, I think the misconception with me is, again, I went into it with like 3 months, gonna lose the weight, I'm gonna be where I want to be, I can go back to enjoying pizza and beer and plethora, and that be it. The further you go down the rabbit hole of fitness and nutrition, the further you realize it's a lifestyle change. Now, that is a scary thought, and it would have been a scary thought for me initially. So I would say just get started. But if you fall in love with it, you fall in love with it. And you really want to be healthy. You want to feel good. You want to be able to go run a mile. You want to be able to do whatever you want to do. Climb a mountain. And I think, that's the misconception. It is going to be a lifestyle change. But to tell new people it's a lifestyle change is kind of a scary thought. So prepare to be scared.
Where I say it's easier than you think.
Yeah. So just meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. What's one piece of advice you'd give your past self just starting out?
One. I wish I would have started the gym earlier with this journey. That's what I would say. Like when I started like the V-Shred, it's like, go do the gym too. Like do the exercises, because I would be 3 years ahead of where I'm at now. Or 2 years. 2 years ahead. And so that to me is like the biggest thing, is exercise. Go to the gym, exercise.
I think the same thing. If I would have started the gym at the same time, as much as I go now to the functional fitness gym plus ultra, I would be in a much better place now. That being said, that is such a hard thing to tell somebody who's super overweight, go to the gym, because there's a lot of factors. You're embarrassed to be there. You're comparing yourself to other people. So it's hard to say that would have even worked. I may not be in the same position I am now. Just like Casey, he might not be in the same position if he would have done that. But start exercising too. I think, the first thing is losing weight, and that's what comes to your mind. But if you have a certain look, chances are you're not going to get there just by losing weight. That whatever you look like now and you lose weight, you're literally just going to shrink and look like that, just smaller. So hit the gym and lift heavy.
Yeah, and that's the I think that's the thing that can be daunting is like you're taking on so much at once. Is like eating right and then exercising. It's like that's a lot to commit to when you've been out of that. Because I mean, there was a time when I was in really good shape. When we were first married, like I was like 24. I was in really good shape, and I just let it go. And at that time, all I did was go to the gym. I didn't care. I ate whatever I wanted because I was 24. And to then tell myself I need to figure out my diet and go back to the gym, I think may have been a lot, but I really would tell myself, get in the gym.
Yeah.
Get after it. And it's just going to accelerate the process.
Don't be a little biscuit.
Didn't know where that word was going to end.
Kind of similar question. What tips would you share with someone in a similar situation to yours, like beginners, people with a lot to lose, or those hitting plateaus?
Ooh, I got a good one for this.
Go for it.
You say you don't have a lot to lose, but there was a quote I heard one time that said, "What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? What if it does? Do something. You'll be surprised at the results if you stick with it." A lot of us who are in a position where we're obese, morbidly obese, overweight, whatever your situation is, if you do nothing, you're going to continue down that path, which is probably going to continue to get you worse. Do something now.
Yeah, and give it more than a month. Give it more than 2 weeks. Give it, like, I think you won't really see much change until after 3 months.
I think 3 months is significant.
Where you can actually see it, and people will start commenting on the changes, and just getting started can be so. It feels so daunting. Like, I got to get a meal plan. I got to do this. I got to do that. And in reality, no, you don't. You just download an app. Yeah. Start tracking your calories and like eat like normal. Your first week, eat normal. Track your calories, and you're going to be shocked at how much you're consuming. And then make the adjustments. Get into the gym. You're going to be like, for me, the first time back in the gym compared to when I was 24, like literally, I was at 75s for my dumbbell bench press. I could barely do 45s. Like I was completely shocked at how much I had lost. So you're going to be surprised at how limited you are, but you will break through. It will come on. And plateaus, those will happen. Like if you're struggling on your bench, push your triceps, push your lats. Try to figure out a way to get your lats stronger, get your triceps stronger. You'll get through those plateaus. It's amazing how much your body relies on other muscle groups when you're focused just on one. So,
and when it comes to lifting plateaus, that's real, but weight loss plateaus are just as real. You're going to see those, you let's say you lock in and you're at 2,000 calories. After 3 months, you might need to make an adjustment, reevaluate, and go down to 1,800 and or add more training so that you're recomping more. So there's all these changes that you're gonna hit those points, but
there's like, I'm sorry to drag this on, but there is like, he made a really good point. Like when you go into a calorie deficit, you have to remember as you lose weight, truly your calories need to go down too.
Yeah.
That's why you will plateau in a calorie deficit. You'll hit your calorie maintenance level when you've gone down so much. So then either up your exercise or go down more. That's the hardest part about a calorie deficit, honestly. That like
and again, it's all about being flexible. You can't be rigid and say, well, this is what I eat, this is what I like. Things are going to change as you do this whole. So just know we're speaking from experience. You got to be flexible with what you do.
Yeah, you can average your weekly calories, not daily.
Yeah.
How are you approaching maintenance now, or planning to? What's your plan to keep the weight off long term?
Just like continue to watch calories and push myself in the gym. Like that right now, I'm at this point where I have to. Like it was easy to progressively overload. Now it's at to the point where I might have to change up the exercise I'm doing, or like do it in a different way, because I've gotten to the point where if I go heavier, I could actually get hurt. Where it's like I have to progressively overload in a different way. So that's kind of like the challenge I have going forward right around probably the next year, is like switching up how I do things, and then just continue to track calories.
I think calories and macros are important for me. With the type of training I do, the CrossFit style, everything's variable. So we're always changing all the time. So I haven't really plateaued in that sense. And so just keep grinding. That might be the training he needs. He just doesn't know it yet, but
It might be.
So, just keep grinding.
If you could go back and change one thing about your journey, what would it be and why?
I think we already said it. Start lifting sooner.
Yeah. Lift as soon as you start dieting.
As daunting as it may seem, do it.
If you can. But for people who are just starting out, I challenge you to do this. Most people, their empty calories are in drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Cut out soda, cut out beer, and just see what that does. If you like those results, drop us a line.
Well, even just if you're drinking a regular soda, switch to diet soda. And it's funny,
anything.
like I used to be like huge anti-diet soda.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like I've watched some things talking about that, like the amount of soda you'd have to drink for it to be dangerous levels of aspartame would be like ridiculous, like 100 to 200 diet sodas a day.
And we only did that once.
I've never done that. Because I had this really strict like hatred towards diet sodas.
I did too.
For so long. But if you're drinking regular soda, the switch to diet is better. Ultimately, just drinking water is way better, in my opinion. And drink your coffee black. That's a huge thing. Drink your coffee black.
And I do, or just throwing in like a pack of sweetener because that's zero sugar. Don't listen to him.
Don't be a wuss. Drink it black.
No, just your mom's a wuss. Sorry, Ginger.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, last question. What's next for you? Any new goals, or how has this journey shifted your overall outlook on health?
I think I'll always have new goals. That's like, I think a pro and a con at the same time. Like we talked about it in previous videos of when is it ever going to be enough. I don't ever want to compete in like any bodybuilding or anything like that. But there is like certain goals I want to hit with like body fat percentage. I want to look a certain way. So I think I'll always have like little milestones to hit. Like I have one, I'm going to be turning 42 in April. It's February, like 2nd when we're recording this. So what? I have April 7th. I have 2 months to try to get to 12%. My goal is 12% body fat by then. And if I do that, I think I will actually officially be in the best shape of my life at 42. Which is awesome. That's like a huge milestone. That's a huge goal to hit. But I don't think that's it. Like, I don't think it'll be just maintained from here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I'll still want to focus on something. Like, can I get my shoulders bigger? Can I get my triceps bigger? Can I get my quads a little bit bigger? I think I'll always have little milestones that way. But honestly, if I get to 12%, I want to figure out a way to maintain 12% body fat.
Yeah. So I think, when I started out, goals were like, I was very goal oriented in every aspect of my life. I always have been. And I think goals are great. You should really try. Goals make you accountable. Accountability is what keeps you spurred on. But know that goals change. And even when you hit a goal, it's not over. Make another goal. As I said in a different video, be happy but not satisfied. When you hit a goal, my new thing is I hit a new starting line. A goal should never be a finish point.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And honestly, I mean, we have like little personal goals. I mean, I didn't realize he had this until he said it probably like a month ago, that he wanted to stay 100 pounds ahead of me on deadlift. So now I'm dead set that I will keep him not 100 pounds ahead of me in deadlift.
It was actually 75. I just didn't tell him that. I told him 100 so that...
Don't lie.
Yeah, I'm lying.
Don't lie. Well, hey, thanks for watching. That's it for this like series of basically like where we started, goals, how do we keep going forward, and then hopefully we can do some more fun videos to come.
We got one about different training styles coming up.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. So
look, how just lifting and CrossFit is different.
And comment below on what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve, and we'll interact. Like and subscribe.